Reality on the ground, the real people, real issues. Today happens to be the 30th of July, 2018. It's a day we're celebrating the world against the anti-human trafficking. And, well, with me today in Uganda, it's a different thing. We're getting closer to Amatikira Gakabaka, Amazemia Kabiri Mu, a Tano Garikuna Morondo. Saba Manyago Nedos. Joseph Yogera Konyo. Muganda.
Ndi Muganda wow.
Tamla Mungo Muganda.
Tambulengo Muganda. Mama wanganzala etopi. Kitange Joseph Senyonjo. Nazalibwa mu 86 nakuza omwezi nga 25 Desemba 24 nkya Desemba wempeza nakuza omwezi 24 Desemba guba mwaka sawa ya kakati n'emyaka 33 olwokuba gavumenti gyenkuliddemu mwenzaliddwa mu 86 obuzaale bwa Museveni ayingira ku ntebe newaggula 33 ne Kabaka yasiima nalaba anyigirizibwa nnyo.
Kabaka agenda weze emyaka 25 ng'ali ku Namulondo. Gwe ng'Omuganda kino kitegeeza ki gy'oli?
Ng'Omuganda kitegeeza nti omuntu omukulu alina okuweebwa ekitiibwa.
Weewaawo.
Bwe nsuubira ekyo bwe kiba.
Abaganda olowooza tukole ki okukyusa embeera yaffe?
Tulina okukyusa embeera nga twenyigidde mu kulongoosa obuwangwa.
Bwakyankalaniddewo obuwangwa.
Bwakyankalanira mu kwokya amasiro. Kyankalana okutulugunya nnyo abantu abeekolera emirimu gyabwe.
Emandwa zaanyiiga.
Nkozesa ddungu newenja ebintu byange ebyo gavumenti ekusanga n'ekulowooleza mu bantu abatulugunya abantu n'ekukwata n'ekutwala eruzira n'omalayo emyezi 2. Bannayuganda Abaganda ne bava gye bavudde. Masaka manyiwo ekyabakuza nayo poloti naye Kayunga eyo omusajja oyo yava ebugerere eyo najja naneeyimirira eruzira saamalako myezi 2 nenteebwa buweerere mu 25 ery'obutaliiwo.
Amatikira ga Kabaka gategeeza ki gy'oli?
Amatikira ga Kabaka ago ngeetaagidde ddala era gannyumira nnyo kuba nakati mpulira essanyu gye ndi wano. Abula tetulina okukola basoose n'oŋŋambamu akagambo kamu kokka bintu bino abantu babyonoona nnyo ab'ettima.
Bino kino nga kino ekya Pan-African wano ku Pan-African Square roundabout.
Ebibumbe bino byaffe by'Abaganda. Omuntu eyaddira ensuwa eyo tunyweramuko amazzi ne gatuwoomera nga malungi nnyo. Ye yakola ekikolwa ekyo yali muntu mukyamu nnyo. Kikyamu. Alright. Nkwagaliza Amatikira ga Kabaka amalungi. Beera n'olunaku olulungi. Ngenda kufunira Katonda. Tokisanga agenda kukolako. Kidia short. Alright, today is this is the Pan-African roundabout. That's what we're talking about. Senyonjo ngenda kula kati kanzembe ekinyanyi mbe nyumyeko nabo. Bali kumpewo wano. Ngenda kuba nkulaba. Nkyaliwo. Kidia short oyagenda gendo yali matuka kamera. It is a good morning. I love my people. There's so much good people. That is what we're actually talking about today. It's something to do with the anti-human trafficking. This is something that happens around the globe. Every 30 seconds, some person becomes, of course, a slave of another person. Someone becomes, a sex slave, a labor slave, something of the sort. And the World Labour Organization estimates that 21 million people actually who are on the same grid day in and day out. So you and I need to fight about this anti-human trafficking. And maybe to put you to speed, here in Uganda, many things of the sort are happening. Many of us actually get our daughters, our sons, and we tell them they're actually going to Kampala to work. But when they get to the city center here, we don't seem to follow. What happens to them? What befalls of them? And how do they actually get there? In 2010, the General Assembly adopted what they call the Global Plan of Action to combat trafficking in persons, urging governments worldwide to find lasting solutions on how best they can actually address this issue. But it has not been addressed. We still have a lot of many street children coming up. We have a lot of people actually not taking charge of these. At times they are on the streets, then they leave, then they come back, then they leave. This is something that has kept on happening. Many people have actually come to fight against this. Others have actually won the war, but others have actually, given up while they're fighting about this. Human trafficking is something we need to address. We as parents, before you send your daughter, before you send your son to work for a relative in Kampala and beyond,
let's first get the real reason. Is it the right thing to do? And before you fly out of the country to go to work somewhere, it's something you need to address. I'll be joined by someone coming in from Dwelling Places, actually, who has actually been at the center stage of this. Sabo, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Amanya Nedovozi.
Amanya Nedovozi, Mutale Joshua.
Mutale Joshua.
Mba kuchitongole cha Dwelling Places ngabo Ugambye.
Dwelling Places.
Yes, sebo.
Mudiringa n'abaana bavudde ku nguudo.
Dwelling Places tusangibwa Mutundwe. Naye omulimu ogwaffe. Tuyamba okujja abaana ku nguudo. Ne tubabudaabuda. Bwe tumala ne tubazaayo ewaabwe gye bava. Abaana bano actually bali mu buwambe obw'okubeera ku nguudo.
When you say buwambe, it means it's more like a bondage. It's more like someone can't actually go back home.
Yes.
Where does this come from? Why can't someone go back home?
They can't go back home on their own selves if they are not helped. And actually, I think, let me shed the other correction, is that we do not call them street children because the children does not give birth to, the street does not give birth to any children. But they are street connected children. They have a connection with the street, and one time they will get off the streets if someone helps them.
Let's talk about
they are in bondage.
How do they get to the streets? Now that you've engaged them more.
Yes. For since Dwelling Places started its work in 2002, we have been investigating, speaking to the children, rehabilitating them, and trying to deepen the understanding of what happens. These children are trafficked to the streets. These children are unsafely migrated to the streets.
By who? Who brings them to the streets?
By traffickers. You know, trafficking is a very complex game, but also as well it is a crime that is well planned by individuals.
Okay.
It has, you know, it even has a strategic plan. People even strategically plan. They even have exit strategies. You know, it's the reason, including the United Nations, go to governments like the US government. Trafficking of children and trafficking of persons is something they well know about it, but they concede it's complex to deal with. In Uganda, this is a game like. For example, we have people who go, there are people who are unscrupulous, and these are the traffickers. They play on the hopes of people, but also they take advantage of the misery sometimes that people get through. For example, they will go to Karamoja, they will go to Rakai, they will go to Luwero, because among street connected children, all these children are from everywhere across the country. But let me give an example of Karamoja. They go to those places, tell their parents that, hey, give me your child, I'll take them to Kampala, give them education. And they get here because in Karamoja, people think probably Kampala is heaven on earth.
Yes,
they think everything it's New York, you get that. So that's where the challenge comes from. So the trafficker takes such advantage, and when they get here, the children actually are now forced to beg on the streets.
Don't the parents make a follow-up? Don't we have structures? Okay, if you're taking this kid to Kampala, where exactly? Don't they give particular offices where they are? Yes, I know they can open up an office and close it the other day, but don't they have a support structure they can follow that their children actually not dumped anymore?
The support structure is very minimal from the parents. You know, sometimes looking at you know, the gullibility, you know, by the time you're already gullible and someone has already seated you and told you your child is going to school. So by the time that you cannot even verify to confirm if your child to confirm if this guy is really taking your child to school, the follow-up system is also weak. Then also the others, what they do, they will later make an excuse and tell this parent that, hey, they will send some bit of signal home and tell them, your child has now got a job. This person now claims to have some job.
Yes.
And out of the small monies that they force these children to keep on the streets begging, that money is given to them as bosses. They will pick something little and send it back to the parents in the village. So some parents, once they are receiving, let's say like a 20K a month, they probably think that's enough money and they think their child is in decent work. Yet actually the child is suffering on the street, forced to beg.
Have the leaders played a key role in this to make sure that actually it's all handled, or it's still complex, like you said?
It is still complex, like I've said, but at least there are...
What makes it complex?
The complexity in it is that it involves children, because, you know, children are a very sensitive part of our society. They are a very sensitive part of our lives as people, but also to the way they work is really complex. It's not like any other it's a very secretive business, and it involves a lot of underground planning that the executors, that the traffickers use. So the leaders have done something, but a lot more needs to be done.
What have the leaders done, according to now that you deal with these children who have been trafficked?
Yes. For example, we've been engaging the local leadership of the different places where most children come from, where most children who are being trafficked are coming from. For example, Karamoja. And at this time, some places have tried around trying to set up structures, child protection committees within the villages. Some of them have involved people in the transport industry, because, for example, buses, the traffickers sometimes use the public means.
Yep.
Sometimes lorries that carry goods sometimes come with these children. But now some leaders, let's say in a park in Moroto, they are getting together and trying to do something. Then the leadership at the national level.
Yeah.
For example, there have been legislations. There is the Trafficking in Persons Act, which is in place. But its enforcement needs more.
How more can we effect that act? Because now, this is an outrageous kind of story.
I
the
think
girls and the boys being trafficked to Kampala, yet we have an act in place. How best can we empower that act that it actually gets into play?
The best we can do to activate our legislations is, one, all the power centers, the justice law and order sector needs to pick up this and understand it well. Let me give you an example. To date, the police force has upped its game, but much of what they knew at that time is that handling a case of a child who has been trafficked has been previously complex. They would treat it, for them, they would treat it as a child who has gone missing, and someone has found a child, and it's just there. But all we need is to up our game. For example, if you went to Wandegea roundabout and places like here where we are,
yeah, I've seen a couple of them around.
Just across is the police, and the police is around, but children will be here begging even when it's raining, because someone is telling them, hey, I need that money today, you need to bring money today. But good enough.
What happens to them when they don't bring money? Are they beaten up? Are they...
They are beaten up, they're denied food, okay? And so with such things, we cannot have a society that is having children grow up.
So let me take an instance. A child came from Masaka and is here in Kampala, who was trafficked, and they're telling him to keep on begging and begging. When they walk to the police, what is the situation like?
Children at that level, it's very hard sometimes for them to walk to the police and report. Actually, the much they do, for example, at dwelling places, we have social workers who keep engaging them on a daily basis. We give them telephone numbers, we give them directions, and telling them for as long as you have an opportunity, escape. Actually, they escape and come to us and ask us to shield them.
It feels like this person is being watched from afar.
They are watched from afar. For example, if you investigated this very well, for example, you find that even sometimes the clothes that you see that they put on when they are begging, those are like, there would be a uniform, you know, the working uniform, if I am to call it.
So if you're going...
So the trafficker gives them even that cloth, the one with those tatters, with you know, with holes in it, the dirty one. It's the one that they will come. Because look at the child of, some of these children as young as one have value of money in terms of 10,000.
But Joshua,
they collect everyday money.
I understand.
Yes.
But don't you think we as citizens have equally played a key role that when these kids are placed on the streets, they're asking for money, we give them the money, so the trafficker gets to know the business is lucrative.
Yes, and that is the problem. And actually, that is the key message, actually. If anyone asks me, I think this is what I will tell you. We as people of Uganda, we are sympathetic.
Yes.
We feel we want to help these children, but actually we are not helping them. Once you give money, thinking you're giving money to this child on the street, thinking you're helping them, you're not actually. You're instead helping the trafficker, because these children are forced to come and beg on the streets and give the money to their bosses, people who traffic them to bring them on the streets. So this is what we need to do. Let's not give them money anymore. Actually, if you need to help them, find organizations, even when it's not dwelling places, but find organizations that are going to reach out to the children in a more organized way. Because if we stop giving them money, it will be just like any other business.
How about you, people like dwelling places actually who are dealing with these kids? When you give them shelter and rehabilitation, don't you think it will be another way of getting children from
up country to the city center because there are places like dwelling places where I can gonna have food and I can actually even go back to school.
That's not true, and it cannot be happen. It can't happen like that because what actually has made us unique as dwelling places is actually we have transitional rehabilitation homes.
Take me through it.
Once we rescue a child, or once a child comes to us and says, hey, this is my trouble, we first of all try to investigate and understand their story, but they are called transitional rehabilitation homes. A child keeps there for a maximum at once, though every child has their different story and you know, speed at which they are easily rehabilitated, but the maximum they will stay is something like 8 to 9 months or even 7.
Wow.
So we only rescue them, rehabilitate them, then we create connections and look and investigate and connect back to their parents and also speak to them, and then we resettle these children.
In those
and once they are resettled again, we help to support those families to make sure that the previous mistakes that were made and this child probably got away from home, was trafficked, we help them to understand them and support them and make sure this child doesn't go away. And the best thing is that we keep them in school.
Mr. Mutali.
Yes, please.
I came from Akokoro.
Akokoro.
I'm in Kampala. I've seen how the city looks. When you take me back to Akokoro, do I stay there?
You actually stay there.
Why?
And how do you stay there? You actually stay there because we keep you in school.
Okay.
Because as dwelling places, we not simply just rehabilitate, but actually we sustainably resettle these children.
Wait a minute, that's a big project.
Actually,
we have many children. Yes. You're telling me you rehabilitate them 7 to 8 months.
Yes.
That's a lot of money when it comes to logistics and operations.
Actually, it's not. Sente njakuwulira amazima nti ziva mu bantu abazira kisa abakitegedde nti kibi okuwa omwana ate sente wano ku street n'omuwa 10 kubanga ziyamba oli amukukusa. Kakati waliwo abantu abakitegedde abajja betubuulira obulungi ne tukugamba nti naawe nolaba ekirabo mu mwana. Actually tuli mu buweereza. It is just ministry. Naye nga abantu sponsorship, because for example you will be shocked, it requires only 3,000 shillings to keep a child in school in Karamoja.
3,000?
Lukumi. Less than the cost of a beer.
You're lying,
less than the cost of a soda that you drink in Kampala.
Yes.
Because this, and once we keep the child in school in Akokoro, in the other village of my friend in Mbokolo village,
yes,
the child will keep there because we have supported them and kept them in school by collecting the 3,000 shillings or even sometimes more, so providing them with a few basic needs. The child will keep in school because they have the first counselor in their life who is a teacher. They are very sure they have the uniform, which is the first cloth, and then they are very sure they will have a meal in school, and they will keep them in school.
Let's go back to something that has always happened. We have already seen people saying that there is sponsor A wants to come to take someone A. You're going to study from Australia, you're going to study from the UK. Abafuna sponsorship ne babajja ne Uganda. You see human trafficking.
Abo. Sijja kulimba.
Ngosiza nnyo.
Mu dwelling places. Abo tebaliyo. Kubanga abaffe tubasomeseza wano, basomera wano. Abaana bammwe bemulaga ne babajja ne babalimba, ne bakusa ne babaleeta ku nguudo. Bwe bafuna omukisa ne tumanya ekibakwatako, basomera wano. Abaana bali wano mu kitebe.
But do you agree to their schemes and scams of people that your child has a sponsor, simanyi penipo gundi ebyo? This is going around, yeah?
There are schemes, and those schemes happen. But those schemes, when they happen, what we need to do as a people is to be alert. And by the, for example, you say, for example, it's a fact that with outbursts of social media and those other engagements, yes. Ngabo na government abakukusa abana oba abakukusa abantu babera ne pulani zonna kati bagulawo zi chat room ku WhatsApp, ku Facebook, kati they play on ku bunafu bwaffe n'obutamanya abavubuka abamu gye bagwira mu ki kyokola abantu so tulina kusala magezi ffenna awamu ki ng'abantu n'obeera alert. Kituufu osuubira okubeera omugagga enkya, osuubira okubeera obulungi enkya, naye obadde bulungi otya. Si muntu kugamba nti e Kampala eri ebintu birungi jangu tugende. Nedda, era muno mu kibuga kati osanga omwana bali wansi mu kisenyi mu kikaramoja mu kiteeso kati nga ali mu buwambe bwakozesebwa abamu ne batwalibwa ne batukana okutwalira mu bwamalaaya.
Kati mmwe bwe mujja ne mujja abaana bano okunguuda abasaba ssente baboosi baabwe temutya baboosi baabwe tekiriimu abaavu ekintu kino
kakati baboosi baabwe bakimanyi naffe nti tuli banene wala ekintu kino tukibaddemu okuva 2
nga
tukirwanyisa era kati olulengera babangawo nga boolaba owa booda tayambadde elementi bw'alengera afande alaba wakola ki wayita naye ate kati obuzibu nti ne bwaba nga akulengedde n'aweta obuzibu nti ate kati nganze nga munnayuganda kinkakatako bwe mba nsobodde okukwata ngaoyo omuntu nenkola ki nemutwala naye ate kidde eri bannaffe ab'obuyinza bekikwatako including ne poliisi okwongeramu amaanyi ne bakwata abantu bano.
ono blood jangwano tunyumyemu amaje balesebo amanya go tunene mu kamera
amanya ngenze Second
Julius abaana balabye ku nguudo wano we bajje mu byalo nagundi eyo ekintu ekyo kyogerako
mbalabidde ddala era mbalabye nnyo emyaka mingi kubanga nange nyini ngudde ku street.
Gwolowooza bana babakozesa tubakolere ki abakozesa abaana abo ku nguudo naleeta akaana akato n'akateekaawo n'akagamba kasabe ssente
abantu abo abakwata abaana bateeka ku nguudo balina ekigendeerwa
nga ki Julius
kubanga nze nganze abaana abo abaleta balina bazadde baabwe toyinza kuŋŋamba nti omwana asobola okwetambuza neereetaawo
anti oleera yagenda napeeza
abazadde bakola ki
nebamuwa
kati obuzibu obuliwo bayinza gavumenti ekwate omuntu awa omwana asabiriza samuwa ssente emukwate.
Julius oyagala bwe mba ntambula ngaliwo omwana asaba ssente bwe muwa ssente bankwate
omuwaza ki
anti musanze asabiriza nnina ekisa
oba olina ekisa ekisa tomulaga numuwa ssente mulage muwe mulage nti muwe ekyokukola muyambe naye tomuwa ssente mulekaawo nekyajja kudda abeeraawo okitegedde omwana oba anti olumirirwa mukwate kola puroguramu obayambe obakuŋŋaanya oba mugambe gwevano guze ewammwe
nakkiriza Julius bakkiriza ku bbalo obaddeko
bakkiriza mukwate andi kali gavumenti etuyambe balabisa mmwe balabisa gavumenti osanga omusajja ali ku motoka ya musajja ali ati wakati mujjamu agisiimuula kati nga Uganda kuba abantu bangi abayita wano abajja wano mu Afirika abajja wano mu Uganda bangi kati kambuuze kubuuza gwe ng'oli munnayuganda ng'osanze omwana waati munnayuganda ali ng'oyitawo ng'ali mu kusiimula emmotoka kikuyisa bulungi kikuyisa bubi
kimpisa bubi kubanga abalina kubeera mu ssomero
kali nga ggwe omukozi wa gavumenti
asi mukozi wa gavumenti Julius atutte speed Julius has a point agambye abaana tutekerawo bbawa ssente tetubawa ssente
kubanga nga bwe nkugambye tetubawa ssente kubanga bw'obawa ssente si zaabwe naye oba owagidde bizinesi yo lyeyamu kukusa n'amuleeta ku luguudo kubanga bwe tunaaba tetukyabawa ssente bwe tunaaba mu masente nga boolaba nti bizinesi amanda bwe gaba tegakyatambula nga teryagagula ate n'okola otya kitegeeza omuntu aba alina okuvaawo agenda akole ekirala batraffickers bajja kukomya naye buli lwe tukwata ssente n'owa omwana 10 ngeri omusajja nga gaggawala ng'afuna ssente nga ddayana nona n'omulala mu kyalo ng'aliba abazadde nga bamuleeta
tulira olunaku international about the world against human trafficking.
Yes.
What could be your message to the parents watching NTV, to any Ugandan watching NTV this early morning?
As we mark this day, as one, I want to thank you NTV so much that you've really given us a chance to speak out.
Yes.
But this is the thing, is that it's your responsibility as a parent, it's your responsibility as a relative, it's our responsibility as a community to end trafficking of children and trafficking of persons in general. Because trafficking is slavery, trafficking is against the dignity of a human being. And the biggest that we need to do is, mine is a big call to all our leaders, to all our local governments, to sit down and make ordinances and make regulations within your communities that must end child trafficking and trafficking of persons. And the other last one is that we should all, let's pull up our sleeves. This is a crime we should all fight together, because we cannot afford to have a community, to have a society, to have a Uganda where our children are trafficked and are suffering on the streets, but in the guise of thinking that they are here to be helped, that they are helpless. These children have a family somewhere, they have a relative somewhere, but the worst is that they have a trafficker who is a monster, sucking them and you know, drinking their blood. Can you imagine a child sitting in the rain and begging even when it's raining?
I hear you.
So let's not give them money. Our leaders, KCC is trying to do something, but KCC here, we need an ordinance. We need to make it hard and make sure that actually it's criminal. It should be made criminal for anyone who picks money and gives to a child on the street, because that, yes, because that has ruling and chifananenga bakusanga okirira eri je baggala narufenya chifananenga yes, kubanga chibezezaawo omuzo omubi omusango kubanga tekyandibadde tekikirizibwa naye ng'okuyamba abaana baffe kubanga oyo mwana gwolaba ku luguudo beba president bencha bebajja okuzimba ensi yaffe encha kati atejjukira nti kati gye bakoma okubeera ku nguudo abamu bwe bebatama nga yakukusibwa bukukusibwa ayinza okuva waabadde n'afuna omukisa n'addukawo n'agenda mu birala n'adda mu kye bayita boku street okweyiiya n'ate bwadda mu kweyiiya n'abantu abaagala bakozesa ebikolwa ebikyamu batandika okujja kubanga omwana amanyi nti eri bamukuba teyafunye 10 eri gyasula tajja ssulayo okimanyi nga waliwo n'abazimba eyo zi hostero ngaza abaana bwe batyo kakati ng'oli kati oyo aba bakukussa bazimba ate ne hostero kakati n'akimuteekamu nti bw'otosasula 3,000 n'eri tojja kusulayo.
Poliisi yo ekoze ku kintu kino okulaba nti erwanyisa omuze guno ogwakukusa abantu, human trafficking as a whole. Has the wave of police been sustainably, you know, strong on this?
Poliisi efubye kuba ekirungi kati bw'otwala omwana ku poliisi tebalanga nti mwana yabula bakitegeera bulungi banoonyereza ne bamanya ekikutte ku mwana oyo era ne bagezaako kunoonya oyo yamukukusa era mulimu abazze bakwatibwa ku 2016 bateekamu amaanyi
omwami gundi wegundi akukusa abaana. You name and shame. I think this, Julius, okirowoozaako kyekyo singa tumanya bakukusa ntwogera amannya gaabwe
wangi
singa tumanya omuntu akukusa abaana bano n'abaleeta mu kibuga tuboogera amannya gaabwe tubaswazi. Julius, tula mu kamera
ekintu ekyo kyenkyogerako oba nga bategedde omuntu akola ekintu ekyo nze ŋŋamba yandikanga vuddwa
atya
okusinziira
oyagamba mutwale nalufeenya tukole
ayesooka ayisibwe amanyisibwe ensi yonna bamumanye
nti akukusa
abaana. Ekyokubiri gavumenti emukwateko
etya
enkola gyenyiganiza emukwateko njagala emukwate emubuuze kanoginogi yenna amumaleyo awo adde
ku kirala. Blood nga tonnagenda ensonga eno olowooza abantu nga kankwato muzina abantu akukusa abaana ne babayita ku nguudo okyogerako ki?
Nange nze Spider Joko Mulomani amanya gange nze tumwesije Ephraim ate ndi muyimbi muto nze bana abakukusa abaana nze nali manya abaana ab'oku street bajja bamama baabwe bajja eno nga myaka giri ejjedda babazaala ne babaleka ku street naye twagenda okinoonyerezaako nti abaana abo babatika okuva eyo engulu ne babaleeta wano ku street bafune ku ssente abazadde baabwe babeereko obulungi. Ekyo kirwanyisa bano abagabira obwerere mbu amusanga yezinzaawo alina akasowaana amuwe ssente talina amuwa ate gavumenti bw'eba esobola ebatujjemu ebatika ebatwale kuba naffe tulina betulabirira eno abamu.
While we're winding up, Mr. Mutale, thank you so much for taking some time off your busy run around. But if I want to come to dwelling place, ngani wenda omwana kwegambanga ali mu mbeera bwe dwelling place njisanga.
Dwelling places we are located in Mutundwe, just near the police station in Mutundwe. Or to all the viewers, if you can even call me, because we are within the reach.
Tugenda ku Facebook,
social media, Twitter bichi. Kakati otusanga ku Twitter at DP Uganda.
DP dwelling.
Kakati ku Facebook osobola kusanga ku at DP family. Oba ne botekamu just dwelling places mu Facebook ojja tulaba naye tuli wano Mutundwe. So abaana kwe kuyitibwa kwaffe bwe buweereza bwaffe naye bano ab'oku nguudo ate kati jjukira nti abasinga n'obungi bava Karamojja gye basinga okubajja kati naye tusaddeyo amaanyi Karamojja ate kati ekizibu tukinogera eddagala okuva eri gye kiva kati amaanyi twagakyusizza kuba twagenza okira nga bw'okirwanyisiza ene Kampala kati twazeeyo eri Karamojja tumazeeyo emyaka tegyo tadde amaanyi tubagamba nti bannange kino mukiteekemu amaanyi omuze gw'okukusa abaana mubi.
All right, well, there you have. That's a conversation we had with Mutale, Julius, and another colleague already who left from Romania. We're talking about human trafficking. The world is against human trafficking today. All around the world, it's the call you're making. You and I can stop human trafficking. It's a conversation Mala is actually going to engage in a few minutes. This is Morning at 10 TV with Andrew Chamagero Omuntu Wawansi.